So it's a bit too windy outside to do any videos basically, so I thought I'd just do a quick seedling update anyway. And I tried to start my seedlings now in the conservatory on my little shelving unit, so that's where I do the germination. I just find it's easier there because it's nice and warm. I can keep a good eye on everything. It's a lot easier than doing it here, and I keep them there until I prick them out. And once they're pricked out, I can put them back in the conservatory for 2 or 3 days until they kind of get established. So again, I can keep a good eye on them. And then I'll bring them here into the polytunnel. And so I'll just show you what I've got on my seedling shelf at the moment. So I've got Responder and Rubino spinach, and they're looking pretty good. So they're probably 2 weeks away or 1.5 weeks away from planting out. And these are my first batch of spinach for spring. And so as I clear beds in autumn, so I've got like old lettuce beds that are pretty much past it, almost ready to go to seed really. I'll clear those beds, switch over to my later sowings of lettuce and get these planted, and then these should be sort of coming on stream during February, initially for sort of baby leaf harvest for salads, and then for more mature leaves. And then I've got my wild rocket, which I've just pricked out, so just potted on. Started this 9th of September, and actually it was really struggling in the little modules that it was in, and I can't quite believe how healthy it looks now that it's been potted on. Really quite amazing. I only did that like 2 or 3 days ago, and it's really sprung to life. So this will get planted out probably like late February, early March, and I only need these 6 plants because wild rocket really goes crazy in spring, and it produces, you know, so productive. But it's really nice because at that time the salad rocket is going to seed, and so the wild rocket's taking over. So then I've got the red cabbages, and I've got 2 successions of these. So again, these will get planted out late February, early March. Again, it all depends on sort of when beds come available and what the long range weather forecast looks like. But these will give me not a spring harvest, but an early summer harvest of red cabbages. And because we love red cabbages, we don't really want to be without them for very long. And so this just extends the season by about 6 weeks or so. And tried this last year for the first time, and not a single one of them went to seed, which was better than the spring cabbages, of which quite a few of those went to seed. And then I've got my cauliflowers. So I've got the tried and true Orkney, which is a great cauliflower for starting in September, again planting out sort of January, February time. February, March time, and then growing on. And this I'll sort of plant basically into like old spinach beds that are coming to the end of their sort of winter harvest. And I'm moving on to my spring spinach varieties, and just in that sort of transition period I'll start into planting these cauliflowers, and I get a nice harvest of those in sort of May period, really, all the way through May. And I'm just trying out graffiti, because graffiti is our favourite cauliflower. It's a purple cauliflower, absolutely gorgeous. But I've never tried it over winter before. I've tried it early in the year, sort of a January sowing. It doesn't do very well. So, you know, with timings, you just got to try year after year after year, slightly different timings until you get something reliable. And it might be different in different locations as well. So bear that in mind. And then I've got my Brussels sprouts. So I know Brussels sprouts at this time of year doesn't seem to make sense. But the reason that we do it is because they provide such a great leaf harvest. When again, sort of planted out February, early March time, start getting a leaf harvest in May. That is just when all of the overwintered kales are going to seed, or sort of coming to the end really of their going to seed period. And so these kind of take over and just fill the gap for individual leaves through May, June. Then in July we take the sprout tops off, and then that stimulates sprout production. So then by the end of July we're eating lots of sprouts, which is way earlier than a March sowing of Brussels sprouts will give you. And then basically it's the same again. So I've got next succession of the Orkney cauliflowers, the red cabbages and the graffiti, trying out these different dates to see which ones work the best. But I've started my calabrese. So I do my calabrese a bit later because they're faster growing. They come earlier in spring, so I'm hoping for a calabrese harvest in early May, and then cauliflowers sort of late May, then the next batch of calabrese towards the end of May, early June sort of thing. And all of these kind of fit into a planting plan where I've got purple sprouting broccoli sort of all the way through winter. So it goes purple sprouting broccoli, calabrese, cauliflowers, calabrese, you know, and it keeps on going like that. And that is pretty much everything, well, it is everything that I've got here. And then I've kind of got the same again, next succession of seedlings in the conservatory. And, you know, there I've got mainly sort of calabrese, a few Brussels sprouts and things like that, and some lettuces. And the reason I do my lettuces like this really late is because, again, I like to plant my favourite spring varieties, and then as a bed's coming free, like say the carrot bed or something like that, I plant my favourite spring varieties under cover, and then they'll be ready a month or so earlier than they otherwise would be. And or I can leave them and harvest whole heads through spring rather than individual leaves, which is nice and quick and easy at a time when I'm really busy and I kind of appreciate anything that gives me a bit of a break. So that's what the seedlings I've got there. And then if I just turn around here, my youngest lettuces, and these I've popped into hanging baskets which are going to go into the greenhouse at home. And these are just really for like a foul weather harvest. So if I really can't get to the allotment because it's just really bad weather, I've got here 15 lettuces, which by winter time, when the foul weather arrives, they will be kind of ready for harvest. So I've got a nice selection there, so I can make up, you know, 1 or 2 weeks worth of salads if we really don't fancy sliding around on ice on the paths to get to the allotment. So that's it. And you can see in here I've also got loads of lettuces in hanging baskets in here, and they're doing really nicely. And it's quite interesting to see the contrast between the lettuces in the hanging baskets and the ones down in the beds lower down. They're really a lot further on, even though they're only a week older. So that's pretty much it for my seedlings. And so if you're interested in more details about how I grow through winter and also, you know, really focus on a really abundant spring, then the best place to go is my ebook. But in some ways the best place to go right now is my weekly newsletter, which you can find at steverichards.substack.com. You'll find a link to it down below in the description. And that just handholds you really through the growing process, week after week after week, you know, what to sow, what to prick out, what to pot on, what to plant out, etc., etc. And just gives you a broader perspective as well about sort of gardening all year round and the good life. And yeah, so it's free, although donations are accepted, which are always very welcome. But you get the same information regardless of whether you subscribe to the free or the paid version of that newsletter. So yeah, it's really nice, and it's really nice in the Substack app as well. So if you install that on your phone, then you get a really nice reading experience, and you can access the archive of all the previous newsletters and all of that sort of thing. And the newsletter includes loads of links to sort of topical and timely videos and you know, other resources and the relevant chapters on growing particular types of veg in my ebook and all that sort of thing. So yeah, my name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.